And how about those Bucks, Teddy? Watch what you bet here. Watching That Betting Show, March 7, 2019. Once again, your one-stop shop for all your sports betting needs. Pacers Bucks tonight. Heavy line out there. -10, -10.5, depending where you're shopping at. Over-unders, we said, updated at 223. Moneyline split +430, -525. When you look at this game, the Bucks, rolling along in the East, having, just their good old time, go out west and struggle a little bit, including a loss to the bottom-feeding Phoenix Suns, but looking to bounce back tonight with a heavy line. Pacers, 33-31 against the spread on the season, 7-10 against the spread on the road. The Bucks, 37-25 on the season, 10-2, Teddy, against the spread versus division foes.
Yeah, I'm not stepping in front of Milwaukee tonight. They just lost back-to-back games for the first time all season. That came after they were 19-2 in their previous 21. Obviously, we're talking about elite team. In both losses, the Bucks led by double digits in the second half. In fact, they led by 16 or more in both games. They blew a 17-point fourth-quarter lead against Utah, and then let the Suns rally back from 10 points in the fourth quarter to get swept in the season series by Phoenix. Giannis, quote, "It's kind of hard to think we lost to Phoenix twice, but, ice cold shooting really was the difference. There was a story in the Suns game. No one could make a shot. Middleton was ice cold. Mirotic was ice cold. Bledsoe couldn't hit. Lopez couldn't hit. A combined 12 of 53 from the field against Phoenix. That came on the heels of a game where they couldn't stop Donovan Mitchell. The quote from Eric Bledsoe, and I like this quote. This is a bet-on quote. "We've been through it. You can't win every game. It's basketball at the end of the day. We got to move on and go to the next one." This is a Milwaukee, again, a non-successful road trip. We don't normally like teams returning home off a long swing. Bucks got this one circled a little bit. Of course, not like the Pacers are playing bad ball. This is a tough stretch for Indiana. Start of 8 road games in 11 11-game span. Thaddeus Young, quote, "We're looking to go into some people's houses and take games. We can sustain their punches and put ourselves in position to win at the end of games. I think we'll be fine." Indiana certainly playing good defense. They shut down the hot Bulls the other night. But Pacers still playing without Domantas Sabonis, and that is an impact injury. He's missing tonight. He's expected to miss over the weekend at Philly. They've missed his production coming off the bench.
Hey, only 2 games tonight in the NBA. Thunder and the Blazers also going to clash tonight in the late game on TNT. Blazers sitting currently at -4. You can get some -4.5 depending on where you're shopping out there. Over/under looks like it's updated right now, Teddy, at 233 to 233.5. Moneyline split +150, -170. 10:30 p.m. tonight from the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. Thunder are 33-31 against the spread on the road. 8-5 against the spread in the dog. But how about this number, Teddy? 1-10 against the spread after a division game. Blazers making money at home and also all over the place during the season. 37-27 in all line gains, 21-11 against the spread at home overall.
Yeah, and this to me is the game that we find out how sick Oklahoma City is. Thunder have not played good ball. And from a power rating standpoint, they've been top 3, top 4 in the NBA all year. And George got hurt. They didn't play well. George came back. They didn't play well. Now it's a little bit of circle the wagons time for the Thunder. And in terms of my power ratings, this game will affect my number for OKC moving forward more than most will. I think it is a statement game for the road team, which means if I'm playing, I probably want the road team. Portland head coach Terry Stotts. Both teams know it's a big game as far as playoff seeding. These two teams are tied for number 3 right now. They already have the tiebreaker, but it should be a good game. Damian Lillard talking about their really good road trip where they went 5-2. Well, we tried to go 6-1. We've been sharing the ball really well, executing on offense, competing on defense. We have to have the same mentality going into that game, and we'll be fine. This is a big one. It'd be a good one to get on our home floor. It should be a good game. We can't say it was a good trip. A great trip would have been 6-1. We can't say it was a good trip. A great trip would have been 6-1. But the loss to Memphis is tough. We wanted to get this one. We're in position to get it, and we didn't. But this is the part of the quote that really stood out to me. We've been playing on the road for almost 3 weeks, traveling city to city, playing tough teams. Now they got to go home. And after a long road trip like that, that always concerns me. Paul George back in the lineup for the Thunder tonight. Get the money coming in on Portland. George's quote after he was 8-25, he didn't shoot well first game back. The rhythm was off. I was a little rusty. I feel fine. As much as I was getting tugged and grabbed, the shoulder held up. I made it through okay. Yeah, I lean OKC plus the points here. I haven't pulled the trigger personally yet, but as this line creeps up, I'm getting more and more interested.
Take a look, Teddy. Top 25s clash in the American Conference on Thursday. Bring the brass knuckles out for this one. Cincinnati and UCF minus 2.5. Total of 127.5. Moneyline split plus 120 minus 140. Teddy, no rest for the weary in this one. There's going to be defense, and defense will be played in this one. Cincinnati 12-17 against the spread on the season. 0-2 as a dog on the road. 3-7 against the spread on the road, and 5-11, Teddy, against the spread versus the American Conference. UCF counters with 16-10 on the season as well. 9-6 against the spread in the American. But as I said, Taco Fall, Mick Cronin's boys, there will be blood tonight, Teddy. What do we think?
Yeah, there sure will. This is obviously senior night for UCF, and they're coming off. You can make it the case it was the biggest game in program history, the biggest win in program history at Houston over the weekend. Put the Knights in the top 25. The first time they've been in a poll since 2011, and I was like, all right, a little bit of hype. Now you got to do it again. First meeting between these two teams was a battle. UCF led early. Cincy rallied back late, ended up winning by 5. That's UCF's only loss over the last month. The senior, John Taylor, talking about what they learned from that game. I think the thing we learned from the last Cincinnati game is you just got to finish the game out. We were tied with them going to the last 4 minutes, and they made some plays. Tomorrow, we've got to be on the right side of those plays. Worth noting, senior night 2 years ago, same story. UCF welcomed Cincinnati. They were 15 at the time, ranked 15 at the time. And UCF came away with the outright upset win. The fans stormed the court. And by the way, you talked about defense in that game. Yeah, 102 total points in that contest. No surprise here if the winner struggles to get to 60.